Hi, welcome to In Between Thoughts. Today we're going to talk about something I think almost everyone experiences at some point in life: romanticizing the past. Have you ever looked back at a period of your life and felt this strange ache in your chest? Maybe it was an old friendship, an old relationship, a childhood memory, a certain year of your life, a place you used to go, or maybe it wasn't even a person or place. Maybe it was simply who you were back then, and suddenly you find yourself missing it. Thinking about it more often, replaying memories, listening to old songs, looking through old pictures, wondering what happened to those days. And honestly, I think we've all done this before because there is something incredibly comforting about the past. The past is familiar, the past is known, the past already happened. We survived it, we understand it, and when life feels uncertain, stressful, lonely, or overwhelming, I think our minds naturally start looking backwards. Not because we necessarily want to go back, but because we want the comfort we remember feeling. And sometimes that's where things become complicated. Because I do not think we always miss the past itself. I think sometimes we miss how we felt during that time. Maybe life felt simpler. Maybe responsibilities felt lighter. Maybe you felt happier. Maybe you felt more hopeful. Maybe you felt more connected to people. Maybe you felt more connected to yourself. And I think that's one of the hardest parts. Realizing you're not always grieving people. Sometimes you're grieving feelings, you're grieving versions of yourself. You're grieving chapters of life that ended without you realizing how important they were while you were living them. Because nobody tells you when a moment becomes a memory. Nobody tells you the last time you'll see certain people, the last time you'll walk through certain places, the last time life will feel a certain way, and one day you look back and realize that chapter quietly ended. And honestly, I think that's why nostalgia can hurt so much. Because nostalgia is beautiful. But it's also painful. It's happiness and sadness existing at the same time. You're grateful it happened, but you're sad it's gone. And I think our minds make this even harder sometimes because memories are not perfect recordings. Over time, we naturally soften things. We remember the laughter, the comfort, the good conversations, the people who made us feel understood. And sometimes we forget the stress, the anxiety, the confusion, the reasons we wanted things to change in the first place. We remember the highlights, and eventually we start telling ourselves, maybe life was better back then. Maybe I was happier back then. Maybe everything was easier back then. But sometimes we're not actually missing reality. We're missing a feeling. We're missing familiarity. We're missing comfort. And there is a difference. Because if you could magically go back, it probably would not feel the way your memory tells you it would. You are different now. Life is different now. The people are different now. And maybe that's one of the hardest truths about growing up. Some chapters are meant to stay chapters. Some people are meant to stay memories. Some versions of ourselves are meant to become part of our story instead of our future. And while that can feel heartbreaking, I think there is something beautiful about it too. Because those moments still mattered. Those friendships mattered. Those relationships mattered. That version of you mattered. Just because something ended does not mean it was meaningless. And maybe the goal is not to stop looking back. Maybe the goal is learning how to appreciate the past without living there. Learning how to be grateful for what was without letting it stop us from experiencing what is. Because your life is still happening right now. There are still memories waiting to be made. There are still people waiting to be met. There are still experiences waiting to happen. There are still versions of yourself you have not met yet. And maybe one day, years from now, you'll look back at this exact period of your life with the same softness, the same nostalgia, the same appreciation. So if you've been missing the past lately, I want you to remember this. Just because you miss something does not mean you belong there. Sometimes missing something simply means it mattered. Thank you for spending a few minutes with me today. If this conversation resonated with you, I'd love to hear your thoughts in the comments. I'm trying to build a space where we can talk about the things people usually keep to themselves. If you enjoyed the video, feel free to leave a like and subscribe. I genuinely appreciate every person who takes the time to listen, comment, or support the channel. I'll see you in the next In Between Thoughts.